everybody. Welcome to Guitar Tone Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing well. Well, as you can see, today's episode is all about the mandolin and why I think it's a good instrument to double on if you're a guitar player. We're venturing into some uncharted territory, guys. I've been playing the mandolin for a long time, but I'd say I played it a lot for a couple of years, and then it kind of took a back seat because of the type of music I've been playing. I've been writing and recording a lot of original music with my group, the Lucas Haneman Express, and, a kind of bluesy, funky project doesn't necessarily usually lend itself to mandolin, although we're going to get into later how maybe it could. But my mandolin journey started off sometime around 2010. I found this Oscar Schmidt mandolin at Steve's Music Store in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, where I live. And I picked it up. It was super cheap. It was like $100 or something like that. It was on sale because it had a dent or something, And it had a pickup. And I started using it in the project I was in at that time. And quickly I kind of realized I needed a better mandolin. So after I graduated from university, my father and I went to a music store in Ottawa, Ontario, which is no longer here, called the Folklore Center, and he picked this thing up for me as a university graduation gift, which I'm so grateful for. This is an Eastman MD 505, which a lot of people kind of regard as like a very good first professional grade mandolin. And I would say it's good enough for me that I don't think I need anything else. I mean, I'm not a mandolin player, really. I'm a guitar player who can play a bit of mandolin. So for me, it really does the job. It sounds great. It's super loud. Sounds really good, and it just sounds better and better as it gets older. So for me, this is like really all I need. If someone sends me a track and if they want me to put some mandolin on it, this thing certainly gets the job done. And actually, when I was in the store, I remember trying a Lloyd Loar, one of those old Gibson mandolins, and from the 1930s, and it sounded really, really good. But this thing kind of held its own, in terms of at least the volume. The thing that I'm still waiting for with this mandolin is for the bass response. But that would take a lot of playing, and I sadly don't play it enough, I don't think, to really break it into that degree. Although someday it will. But this is a great mandolin. It's got a beautiful dark finish, as you guys can see. It's got a spruce top, solid spruce top. Solid maple back and sides, a maple neck, an ebony fingerboard. And I remember when I purchased this mandolin, again, there was a little discount because there's a little ding on the headstock right here. And they said, well, yeah, we'll give you $100 off because there's a little ding in the headstock. And I said, that's great. It's going to get plenty more of those dings knowing me. So I got this for like $650 or something like that. Really, really killer price. I think these have gone up since then, but if someone's, a guitar player wants to get into mandolin, it's quite a cool one. And the interesting thing about mandolin is that, it's kind of like an upside down guitar, although I don't think about it that way. To me, I kind of think about it as its own thing. I mean, the strings are tuned G, D, A, and E, right? So a guitar would be E, A, D, G, but going up in pitch, or a bass, But yeah, this thing sounds really, really good. It does the job, and I like it because it really challenges me. Like, scales on the mandolin are very different. Like, if you're playing a pentatonic scale, you're going to play 3 notes per string as opposed to 2. So you get this... Oh. And I like it because it still plays tricks on me. Because I'm not the best mandolin player in the world, But if I work parts out, then I'm usually pretty cool. And you can also play, like, a major scale would be 4 notes per string. Next string. Next string. next string, and then, you know, you could go up there. So I can get around with the kind of basic shapes. I really taught it. I taught myself how to play mandolin, it's a very cool instrument. You know, I don't play it in the traditional way, nor do I really endeavor to. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that when I pick up my other mandolin. Check this thing out, guys. The other mandolin I have is a Godin A8. Now, these are made in Canada. This little thing. People think that this is a ukulele. And in fact, the reason why I took up mandolin is because around that time, a lot of people were playing ukulele, and I didn't want to be part of that trend just because I like to be different. So this little guy, people think that it's, you know, a guitar that's been left in the dryer for too long or something, or a ukulele. But it does have the same strings as a mandolin. You know, it's tuned the same way. G, D, A, E. And today I'm plugged into this 1962 Fender Princeton, non-reverb, and I've got some effects going on. So you're going to hear on the loop that I'm going to play, there is a bit of reverb on it, but it's from my Strymon Flint. But one thing I like doing with this thing is loading it up with effects, and then you can actually play kind of funky stuff. So check this out. This is a lot of fun. I love doing this kind of thing. Here come the effects. Fuzz. Let's try some rotary sounds. Wah-wah pedal. Let's go back to the fuzz with wah. It's a lot of fun. And, you know, I think mandolin players would watch this and they'd probably scoff at me because I'm abusing the mandolin and not playing it the right way. But I think it's a lot of fun. And yeah, so these things are made in Canada. Again, we have a solid spruce top, but this one has a chambered mahogany back and a mahogany neck. And I believe the fingerboard is ebony. I found this one used at a music store for about $450 or so. And it's quite good. It's got this really active EQ preamp. And, you know, so when I need to play mandolin live, this thing certainly works. There's actually a video of me in 2013 playing at the Algonquin Commons Theatre in Ottawa, Ontario, where I'm from, with this band called Open Sky. So if you want to see a long-haired version of me with hair down to my shoulders playing mandolin, you can check that out on YouTube. So it's kind of fun. Why do I think that guitar players should play the mandolin? Well, I think it really opens up your ears. You know, playing other instruments with other tunings, it certainly gives you a different perspective on the guitar. And I have some favorite mandolin players. I mean, I'd say my two favorites are Chris Thiele, or Thiele, depending on how you pronounce it. He's an amazing guy. He plays all these Bach etudes and all this kind of crazy stuff on the mandolin. He's great. And then Kevin Bright from Toronto does some really wacky stuff with mandolin. He's a great guitar player. Like, he plays slide guitar, he plays regular guitar, and he plays killer mandolin, mandola, all the mandolin family. family. He actually did a whole album of himself. As far as I know, it's himself playing in a mandolin orchestra. Basically, he just overdubbed himself playing all these parts. And it's amazing, amazing stuff, super interesting music, So for me, it's just an enriching thing, and I think it's quite different. So let me know in the comment section below. Is mandolin something that you have taken up? Do you like the instrument? Do you think it's cool? And, it's one of those things. You don't have to invest a ton to get a decent mandolin. Like, you can get started with a $150 mandolin. It doesn't have to cost a fortune. But it opens up your ears and it opens up your mind to a different way of playing. So that's about it for this week. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell down below. It means a lot to the channel when you guys just do all that stuff. It makes this thing grow, and it means so much to me. So that's about it for this week. We will see everybody again next Tuesday.